Do you want your students to experience art? Well, MyArtsLab is where it's at. This is Aynsley Salzman, and today I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of MyArtsLab for an Introduction to Humanities course. We have MyArtsLab available for many of our art titles, so let's take a look today at Sayer. This is the second edition. And I'm bringing up the course homepage. This is the first thing that you and your students will see when you launch into the lab. You've got your announcement bar, so any announcements that you want to put for your students will be right there. We've got our Getting Started tab, which has our user guides, tuning up your browser to make sure everything works properly in the lab. And then we also have our e-text. The great thing about Pearson's e-text is that you can listen to the e-text. It's ADA compatible. So you can listen by chapter. You just click on that right there, and it will launch the chapter audio. Another thing is we can go right into the e-text, and I'm going to show you just how interactive this e-text is. Students love our e-text because they can put it on an iPad, a tablet, a laptop, so you can actually view it in a variety of ways. It's very flexible. And within the e-text, we've got a lot of embedded media. We've got our 360-degree panoramas, which I'll show you in a moment. You can launch right into, as students are reading through the e-text, as they're looking at different things, they can click on the scale hand and the scale person to really give them that scale and that perspective. So I'll show you this one. And then anything that's highlighted, any of the figures, they can click right on as well. And it will launch into some of our videos. We also have interactivities throughout the lab. This one is on the Okanyar, the heritage of the Orkney Islands. Students can highlight within the e-text. They can take notes. So if a student has something that they want to remember for maybe an upcoming quiz or a test, they can actually take the notes right here in the e-text, save those notes, and then retrieve those notes later right in their notes manager. So we'll open up the notes manager. You'll see I have the note that I just made in addition to another one, and the student can print those out. You can also do keyword searches, so Neolithic, and it will pull up all of that, that term that shows up throughout the entire text, so students can easily find what they're looking for. So the e-text is very interactive, and now we're going to go back to the course homepage so I can show you some of the other really neat assets of MyArtsLab. This is your navigation bar right here on the left-hand side. Now MyArtsLab, keep in mind, is very customizable, so we can do almost anything you'd like in here. If you want to add material, add your syllabus, you want to match it to your course objectives, we can really hone in that far. So moving down our navigation bar, this is how you're going to toggle through the lab. We've got our e-text, and then we also have the course calendar. The great thing about the course calendar is that students will see exactly when they have an assignment due. There's no guesswork. It shows up right on the calendar, and they can launch right into that assignment. And also on the calendar, you'll notice there are lots of icons. So when an assignment is due, it will show up right on the calendar. When it's completed, they'll be able to see that when it's been submitted, and in this case, the student can actually click right on this study plan and begin that assignment. So moving down our navigation bar, another really awesome feature of MyArtsLab is our closer looks. So you actually can look, students can take a closer look at key works of art and architectural sites and really explore them in great detail. So we've got it by chapter. You can just click right on the chapter, and then you can view our 360-degree architectural panoramas. So I pulled one up just to show you for the Pantheon. You can actually view the interior and the exterior, and what I mean by 360 degrees, I'll show you that right now. So you can view this 360 degrees. Look at that. You can go up and down. You can zoom in as well. And you can zoom out. So this really gives students perspective as they're moving through the material, and it really makes them feel like they're there. Now going back to our course homepage, on our navigation bar, we're going to go down to the student videos. These videos are produced by students for students. So all of the videos are student made. It takes the students throughout the world. So when students are on their travels, they're actually videoing these monuments, these sites, these works of art, and bring it to the students in the classroom. So it's really interactive, it's really neat, and all of the videos are juried and approved by our historians. So I'm just going to pull up one here. This is of Stonehenge. You've got your student taking this video.
C2, and I am currently at the mysterious and mystical site of Stonehenge here on the Salisbury Plain in England.
So you've got the student talking about Stonehenge, their experience, so they're taking that student's perspective and they're bringing it to the student in the classroom. So it's really bridging that gap, and it's really helping the students really feel like they're at these places and that they normally may not be able to visit. So moving down on our course navigation bar, I did want to point out the student resources. They're very vast. We have a plethora of different resources for the student. We've got flashcards, we've got animations, videos, we have a MyArts library, which actually features primary sources and documents for art from prehistory to the present. We've got some research tools. We have a Discovering Art. This is a robust online tutorial to explore the major elements and principles of art, art media, and art processes. So this is actually something I'm going to pull up for you right now as well, just to give you an idea of one of the resources. You can play audio here. We've got our elements of art. We've got our flashcards. So students can click on this. Reveal the definition, move to the next flashcard. They can play it with audio. We've got our gallery. You can actually search by artist. We have over 250 images spanning a broad spectrum of time and cultures. We also have our video series here. Students can launch right into, among some other resources. Got your critical thinking questions to really help and make sure those students are comprehending the material and assessing what they've learned. So these are the student resources. We have image flashcards, which I'm not going to pull up right now. We've got term flashcards. There's so much at the student's fingertips, all within MyArtsLab. Now everything that the student does within MyArtsLab, we didn't get into the course content yet, but that's all the assignable content. It goes right to the student's gradebook, and it goes right to your gradebook as an instructor. So there's no guesswork. Everything that they complete, they will be assessed on, they will be graded on, and you will see that right in your gradebook, which I'll show you in a moment. So within each chapter, you are able to assign different activities. You can drill down from chapter 1 all the way to the very end, and then assign those things to the calendar. We have something called a study plan. It's a student's personalized study plan where they'll take a pretest. They'll be giving a study plan based on how they do on that pretest, and you can also do a post-test to really assess their mastery. So moving down here as well, I wanted to point out one of the new features that just launched in fall of 2013. This is our writing space. This will help students master concepts and really develop those critical thinking skills through writing. We have a couple of different prompts here for you that are pre-built, so you can actually grade them through the lab, and students will write about these different topics, and then you can set up your own rubrics, and then those grades will go right to the student's grade book and your grade book as well. And we've got one in here that's already been submitted just so you can see what that looks like. And the great thing about these writing assignments is that you're not limited to the prompts here. You can actually create your own right under Instructor Created. So here's an example of one student. We've got Bill Clinton over here. We have in here is the writing space. And then we have the grade over here on the right hand side. And you have a checklist. We've got the rubric over here. We have what a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4 is, so you can determine that as well. You can show the class average, adjust the grade, save the grade, and then it will be returned back to the student. And the nice thing about MyArtsLab and writing space within MyArtsLab is that we have partnered with Turnitin, so you can do an originality check if you'd like as well. So moving down here on our navigation bar, we've got a lot of instructor tools. So in addition to our student resources, we've got our instructor resources. We've got your gradebook. We have a place where you can actually create tests and assign them within the lab using our test banks. We have your instructor manual within here as well. And I'm just going to pull up real quick the gradebook so you can see what that looks like. You can create your own columns. You can do a custom view. However you want to view the gradebook, you really have a lot of flexibility. You can export your grades, so if you use an Excel spreadsheet, you can download them as well. And then going into the assignment calendar, this is where you're going to assign activities in the lab. It's as simple as a drag and drop. So what you'll be doing is you'll be assigning them and then you'll be dragging them to the calendar, and then that's where your students will see them, as I pulled up before, right on their course calendar. And last but not least, I just wanted to point out the course resources. This is where you will go as an instructor to access your PowerPoints, your class prep, your instructor's manual. All of that is within the lab as well. So I hope that you've enjoyed the MyArtsLab tour today for Introduction to Humanities. I look forward to meeting with you in person, engaging with you further to see how MyArtsLab will really improve student learning outcomes and really engage your students outside of the classroom and experience art. Thanks so much, and I look forward to meeting with you soon.